Hi, welcome back. Today I'd like to spend a few minutes and talk about the jiangshao. Specifically, I want to answer a question that I was asked, and the question was around when we do our jiangshao, we keep it low, and when we do our tanshao, we keep it low as well. And the question was, why? Because the jiangshao could potentially be up here to protect the throat. The tanshao could potentially be up here to protect the head. So why do we keep them low? And that's the question I want to address in today's video. What I want to talk about specifically is what's the purpose of this technique. And while the jiangshao or wushao here, while this can be, not jiangshao, jutsao or wushao, guarding hand, while it can be used to protect the throat, it also can be used for other things as well. So what I want to do is, if there's a punch here, what I want to start training is elbow power. So instead of thinking that there's a punch coming or chop coming over the top, chop for me, yeah, good. Instead of thinking there's a chop coming over the top, what I want to start working on is sinking the elbow, sinking my stance, controlling the person's arm with mine. And what I mean by that is, instead of thinking that they're over top trying to attack, I'm thinking they're underneath and I'm trying to control or sink. I'm exaggerating here naturally, but what I want to start teaching myself is sinking elbow, sinking stance. So that when we're doing the qishao, and Dave does some attack, do some attack. Yeah, good. That I can sink my elbow. Or if he does some other attack, that'll do, good punch, that I can use the elbow and I can practice sinking so that I can trap. So I'm not thinking necessarily about protecting against a chop to the throat. I'm not thinking necessarily against protecting against a punch to the head, punch. What I want to start training my body is sink and control with the elbow, use the elbow. And then as I work through that, as I get better and better, if a chop comes to the throat, yes, I can potentially block with my wushao. If the punch goes to the head, punch to the head, yes, I can also block to the head with my tanshao. But at this point, I've got a feeling for my elbow. So even though he punches high, I'm still going to use my weight and my elbow and my sinking to have control. So that's why in our form, the tanshao is done low, so we can practice sinking and trapping, and the wushao is done punch. So I can practice sinking and trapping from this perspective as well. Perfectly valid to train the upper, perfectly valid to train the lower. Which one do you put in your form? Well, that's completely system dependent, and there's no right or wrong answer. So that's all I'm going to say about that for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to the rest of your questions. Feel free to send them in. Find me on Facebook or go to my website and look me up. Send me any questions you have, and I'll take a little bit of time and get a video out to answer your questions.